Meditation is a crucial part of my life, and let me show you how meditation can be a part of your life too. When I say meditation, some people may automatically assume, I cannot meditate because I cannot sit still, or I just do not have the time. To those that try and meditate, there may be another excuse that comes up. I just get too many thoughts when I spend time with myself. To those sort of excuses, I ask, are you doing the right type of meditation? We as humans go through several thoughts and emotions in a day. We naturally deal with these thoughts and emotions in two ways. The first is to express in anger, in frustration, and the other end of the spectrum, it's to suppress all these thoughts and emotions. But what if I told you that there is a third way? The third way of watchfulness, the third way of being a witness. Through regular meditation, one can increase their concentration, their focus by being more mindful. Through regular meditation, one can also increase their inner resilience and build a gap between their true selves and their thoughts and emotions. And that is what meditation is all about. Let me show you another thing meditation can do. Now, the mind, the tricky mind, can be just like a balloon in the wind based on external circumstances. For instance, if someone gives you a gift, gives you a compliment, the mind drifts this way, aka the balloon. The next minute, if someone insults you, criticizes you, abuses you, the mind drifts this way. And in this territory, there's self-doubt that lingers. There's questioning of everything, including yourself. And then your mind is filled with all these questions, and it serves as an anchor and puts you back into a box. Stay there. And what meditation can do for you is to allow you to let go of what does not serve you. Now, let me ask you all a question. How many of you brush your teeth in the morning or night to clean your teeth? Raise your hands. I hope all of you do. Are you sure? Okay. And how many of you meditate in the morning or night to clean your mind? Raise your hands. Wow. I see a couple. Great. But not everyone. So that's an opportunity. Here's an opportunity to now walk the talk and experience what meditation really feels like. Before I begin this meditation practice and invite you to meditate with me, I want to also let you know that meditation is a state of being rather than a state of doing. So first part of the meditation, I want you to look up at this image. Your gaze should be nowhere else but this image, the picture of the rose that you see right here, right now. Take a moment to observe the color of the rose. Take a moment to observe the shape of the petals. Take a moment to look deeper and look at the water drops on each petal. And ask yourself, how is this image making you feel? And take a mental snapshot of this image right now, of the rose. So keep looking at the screen, and now the fundamental foundation of any meditation, any yoga, anything to do with wellness is the breath. So I now invite you just to take a deep inhale through the nose while you're looking at the image. Inhale, hold, and exhale through the nose. Inhale again, and feel the stomach rising. Hold and exhale. Great. And now I invite you all to close your eyes. And the next part of the meditation, I want you to visualize this rose blooming in between your eyebrows. And as the rose is blooming, it is highlighting hope, highlighting belief, and highlighting love that is within you. Next part of the meditation is breath work. So now as I say inhale, I want you to inhale fully through the nose. And as I say hold, contract all your muscles. from head to toe. And as I say sigh, then let go of a big sigh, okay? Like you're ready to finish the day. So inhale, hold, and squeeze. Squeeze all your muscles, squeeze from head to toe, and sigh. Wonderful. One more time. Inhale, hold, and squeeze all your muscles. Make a fist. And think of anything that's been stressing you lately that you really want to let go of, and this is your opportunity to do it, and sigh. Wonderful. Keeping your eyes closed now, I want you to gauge how you're feeling just after those 2 breaths that you took. Are you feeling much lighter? Are you having much clarity? Next part of the meditation, I want you to think back to a time when you were most happy, when you were doing a celebration. This could have been from childhood or a recent time when you were feeling grateful. Who were you with? How was your body language? How was your smile? And take those same emotions, and I want you now to imagine you're walking in a part of nature. You are walking along a beach. You're walking more and more, deeper and deeper, feeling the sand between the toes. You are listening to the sound of the waves, feeling the sun shining upon you, and you're going deeper and deeper. And as you go more and more into this beach, you notice clouds are forming above you. Ask yourself, how have you been feeling lately? How have your emotions been? Have you been feeling happy, joyful? Have you been feeling sad, angry, frustrated? Remind yourself that the clouds above you are signifying your emotions. So the next time you feel angry, instead of saying, I am angry, rephrase it with, I have a cloud of anger hanging over me, and this too shall pass, because neither are clouds permanent, neither are your thoughts or emotions. And as you walk more and more, deeper and deeper into the beach, you notice a bunch of flowers, roses, are all blossoming. And these signify hope, signify belief, and signify love that is already within you. And before I ask you to open your eyes, I want you to move the most important muscle we all have, our beautiful smiles. And you may gently open your eyes. Wow, I see glowing faces. Is mine glowing? How many of you have felt a positive difference from that meditation experience? Can I get a yes? Yes. Wonderful, that's loud enough. So now, let me share with you the immensely positive impact meditation has made on my life. I grew up in Hong Kong. I was born and raised here and grew up in an Indian family and also growing up in Asian culture, Asian society. By the time I was 7 years old, I was asked, what would you like to be when you grow up? And if I answered anything apart from a doctor, an engineer, or a lawyer, I was an alien. So in saying that, at the age of 16, I went to Australia and studied mining engineering and became a mining engineer. My brother became a doctor. And spending time in Australia working in the mining industry for 20 years gave me materialistic access, such as driving my favorite car, a Hummer four-wheel drive, as well as buying property in my early 20s. One would think that this would lead to a life of eternal happiness. But let me tell you that it was the pressure of upholding materialistic status, as well as the human nature of always wanting more, and a relationship breakdown that led to my phase of depression. Being a man and talking about depression can still be seen as a stigma in today's society. But I must emphasize that I stand here talking about depression with pride, because that part of my life was a true blessing. I remember when I was going through depression, it was like I had a body that fought to survive, yet having a mind that just tries to give up and die. I remember when I was having depression, working 12-hour shifts at the mine site, holding on to emotional pain, because I didn't know how to deal with emotions. Just led me to physical health ailments at the time as well. When I was going through depression, it made me question everything. And there was one night, I remember, one final night of contemplation. I said to myself, if nothing changes the next day, I would attempt to end my life. That very night, I had a powerful dream. And in that dream, I saw Lord Shiva, in Hinduism known as the god of destruction. Now, I'm not here for any religious propaganda, but what I can tell you is that this image changed my life. It changed my entire perception from one of identity to one of possibility. And I remember waking up in the morning and just tears started flowing like I'd never felt before, maybe since I was a child or watching Titanic. But that time, I really felt a difference. I really felt that something had changed within me. And a week later, reflecting on this dream, I thought, what was the message? How did it move me so much? And the dream was very simple. The message was very simple, to start meditating myself. Because Lord Shiva was in a meditative posture, and that gave me a feeling of serenity, gave me a feeling of calmness, more importantly, gave me a feeling of hope. And the fact that I saw the Himalayan mountains in that dream as well just inspired me to pack my bags, take a year off mining engineering, and go to Rishikesh, India, where I spent a whole year living with monks in monasteries, as well as sages in temples. Now, sure, I took meditation courses here and there when I was there, but the real value, the real knowledge came to me when I was living with monks in monasteries and sages in temples. For instance, at the monasteries, we'd wake up at 4:30 in the morning and meditate. What that really taught me was something I can't learn in books. What that taught me was discipline. The foundation of how your life flows is discipline. And therefore, I remember, I still have this discipline today, where I wake up in the wee hours of the morning and meditate. Luckily, my wife is a deep sleeper, but this is what I do. It's followed me through right till today. And I can tell you that that time in the monastery really meant a lot to me, because I was filled with all this knowledge. I had learned 112 different meditation techniques after a year. Now, having this 112 meditation techniques, feeling healed, I was ready to now share this gift with the rest of the world. So I came back to Australia, and I remember going to this local monastery and every Friday, and we'd have the coordinator who asked us one Friday, who would like to volunteer to teach meditation? And I was thinking to myself, I just put the intention out there not long ago that I wanted to teach meditation. I didn't know how I was going to start. I didn't know where I was going to start. But here is this lady asking, who's going to volunteer for meditating, for teaching meditation? I naturally raised my hand because I knew how to listen to my gut feeling. So that's my start. Till I noticed other hands being raised as well, till she said, it's actually for maximum security prisons and drug and alcohol rehab centers. Hands started going down, but I knew that this was my calling and I had to grab it. So along I went to inductions in a maximum security prison, and it was daunting being faced with these scary men who you'd probably hear about in the newspapers, who was labeled by society as being abusive, being violent. But I had to remember that I was going in there to guide meditation, not to label anyone. So we introduced this 8-week meditation program, and we had 4 inmates in the first week, then we had 8 in the following, then it grew to 12, then 15, and then I had to cap it at 15 because I wanted meditation techniques to be effective for them. So I remember the chaplain coming up to me after the month, and he said, what's going on in here? How are the numbers increasing when they normally decrease after the first week of any meditation program, and then we've got to cancel it altogether? What are you doing in there? So I noticed a profound difference in the inmates, how they were speaking, their body language, their mental health, their physical health. For instance, I'll talk about Tom. I'll name him Tom for the purpose of this talk. And Tom was an inmate there. And I remember our first conversation. I said, Tom, you have some amazing tattoos. What does that signify? Can you tell me? And it was the tattoos of the Buddha on both of his arms. And he said, Dino, I only got these so they wouldn't chop my arms off. in Thailand. I said, oh, okay, that's pretty straightforward and blunt, but yeah, okay. So Tom, he was very short-tempered. He had an anger issue, and he was just he thought the world was against him, to sum it up. And so I caught up with Tom in the 3rd week of the meditation program, and I put him on an earthing, bare feet, walking meditation. And I said, Tom, how's it going? Can you tell me? And he said, Dino, the Mother Earth is such a gift. The birds chirping, it's so beautiful to hear. The color of the roses, the flowers, they're so insightful, they're so beautiful. And from that, the speech completely changed in this 3rd week itself. Another breakthrough happened. When I asked Tom towards the end of the meditation, so how are you feeling? And he said, Dino, I want to share something with you that happened a year ago. And I said, yeah, sure, Tom, tell me. And he said, a year ago, my mother passed away, and I've just been trying to ignore it. I've just been trying to suppress it in, because I just didn't want to see myself being weak. And then tears started flowing, and he just kept saying, sorry, I'm crying, sorry for these tears. I told him, Tom, there's no need to be sorry. Men are allowed to cry. Men should cry. Men or women, we all have tear glands for a reason. So he was weeping and he was grieving. And that's another breakthrough meditation had. And you might be wondering, what is the secret of this meditation? How come it's so effective? Did I have a magic wand, or what was going on? But no, the answer, the secret is personalized meditation. So one size does not fit all. Thinking back to our activity before, what we did in the meditation exercise, those of us who learn through vision, through pictures, will do really well with the rose meditation. Those of us who learn through feeling, mantra chanting or breath work will do amazing work for you. Those of us who have a cognitive ability to learn through instructions, guided meditation is what would suit you, to bring you to that meditative state. So at the end of the 8-week meditation program, we noticed the reoccurrence rates for these inmates was decreasing, and the checkout rates at the drug and alcohol rehab centers was increasing. So obviously meditation was making a positive impact in their lives. So now, if we all take up a meditation practice, we should be aware of what suits us. So in fact, I'm here to highlight that we should be doing a meditation practice that suits us. And the more we do it, the more we'll reap the benefits of meditation. Now, thinking back to my time in primary school, high school, university, there was no real knowledge of oneself. And in today's world, where we face so much social media distractions with comparisons, with trolls on commenting, and we have academic pressure, a work pressure for success, our strive for success can often mean that our own emotions and mental health are overlooked. And this is why I remember a quote by Mahatma Gandhi, "Be the change you wish to see in this world." And that is exactly what I've recently done, to roll out personalized meditation programs out in schools, in universities, especially primary schools and teachers as well, so they can be equipped with the necessary tools and necessary meditative practice so they can combat their own work stress and academic stress as well. So think about it. If I went out there and just imposed 112 meditation techniques to each and every one, I would get nowhere. I think I would lose people before we even start anything, because they would think it's all overwhelming and woohoo and I can't do anything. So that's the secret. Reflecting back on all of this, I feel that the more we work hard towards something we don't enjoy, that creates stress, that creates friction within us. But the more we work towards something we do enjoy, that is passion. And my passion today is to be able to guide individualized, personalized meditation programs around the world. And the more we have this meditative practice that we do daily, the more we will live in a world that is grateful, peaceful, joyful, abundant, happy. I can go on all night, So the other important thing that meditation can do for us, personalized meditation, it can truly set our minds free. and we can let it go. That is the way, I believe, to mental health and happiness. Thank you.